Hello.
Oh, it's gotten softer in here. We had to bring in the big guns after a little bit of tension. We got not only Stugotz, Papi has parachuted in out of nowhere.
Papi, a classic tension breaker.
Yes, do you want to say hello to the people, Papi?
Hi, everybody.
Yes,
Thank you for listening.
Yes, this is a family show. My father's always said that at ESPN. Family show. Thank you for listening. Papi's going to spend some time here with us today.
I mean, what happened? Me and Chris Cody are out for an hour, a morning. Papi has to come in. What is going on around
It's just
here?
an emergency situation in search of healing. Families have dysfunctions, and sometimes they play out in public. As Johnny Depp and Amber Heard learned, there has been a lot of battering around here over the years of all of us. It's hard to take this beating on your behalf. Stugotz, what you missed in the first hour is Joe Madden Fired.
Ah, yes. I think maybe 2 weeks ago, Billy and I were claiming that we love Joe Madden.
Madden guys now, yeah.
Yeah, we had become fans of Joe Madden.
Did he win a game after you declared that?
I don't think so. I think they lost 12
Irrelevant.
Straight.
Yeah.
It was
matter.
odd. They lost 12 straight, but they were still +8. It was weird. And they were still in second place.
Yeah.
Joe Madden's one of those guys. Like, he thinks he's a genius. He wears the glasses. He does wacky things. And Billy and I were starting to enjoy the wacky things that he did. But clearly the Angels were not.
Well, you know what? I'm starting to think the Angels are coddling Mike Trout a bit.
Oh, man.
Always someone else's fault but Trout.
Yeah.
Supposedly the greatest player ever. They get him Shohei Ohtani still. What does he have to Shohei for it? Nothing. 0-12 in the last 12 games. Unless they won last night. I don't know what happened last night. Did they win last night?
I'm checking on it.
Really?
Oh, it was deserving.
That deserved the host.
Here's a pity one. It's fine. I'll take it.
I don't think that it deserved that, because the reason I don't think, why are we doing this thing? Let's get Mike Trout some help. How about Shohei Ohtani? Isn't he supposed to carry? He doesn't win anything either.
No,
he's pitching and hitting.
Yeah.
For years, it was get Trout help. They got him help in the form of Ohtani and Joe Madden.
A world champion coach.
Right.
Manager, yeah.
I mean, barely.
Whoa.
Whoa.
And he won
She's not
your
wrong.
team
He did
the
it for
World
your
Series.
Cubbies.
She's not wrong, though. It
He
was
almost
barely.
lost the World Series
I
for the
know.
Cubs.
Oh,
It
come
was
on.
barely.
That's
She's
when
not
I was
wrong.
critical of him. I know.
Without the rain delay, it's over for the Cubs.
Yeah.
They got lucky that the weather turned because Joe Maddon screwed up the rotation in Game 7.
You're 100% correct. Billy, just to answer your question, the Angels lost. They have lost 13 straight. They're still +9. They're still in second place.
Well, but they are a 500 team, correct? They're not.
They're 27-30.
Okay, so the season is not lost.
Got off to a good start.
And now Phil Nevin is here. And is this it, though, Billy? Because Joe Madden was genius.
Don't be silly.
He was genius
He'll be
guy,
back
though.
somewhere.
What do you mean Phil Nevin's here?
Oh, that you weren't here the first hour. That's the other thing.
What happened? Like, he's back? He's batting cleanup?
Stugotz did not know that Phil Nevin was back in the game. He's back. The Angels have signed Phil Nevin to provide protection for Ohtani.
Come on.
Trout needs help. No, it's Stugotz. He's back as the manager.
What?
Is this a victory lap for you on Joe Madden? Do you get to celebrate and enjoy that the genius has been fired, publicly let go?
The bigger victory lap for me is a Cub fan saying what I was voicing at the time, that Joe Madden nearly cost them. Aren't you a Cubs fan?
Cubs fans have been saying that for years.
Okay,
But,
I've never
we
heard
were all
one.
drunk for a year, and then
Right.
we started
Cubs
saying
fans have been saying since Madden, Stugotz, Cubs fans have been saying we won the championship in spite of Madden, not because of Madden, in spite of him.
I feel validated for this reason. He left the Rays are still good. He went to the Cubs. He won that elusive World Series, but no one gives him
It's
credit
weird.
for winning the World Series. So I'm validated.
getting them
Yes.
there.
He ended like a
he
100-year streak.
He was a good manager, but when it mattered the most in the highest stress situation
won.
of the playoffs, they barely eked out the Game 7 win because the pitching was so bad after he took out Hendricks.
So the previous
Tony, stop
11,
chirping me. Your mic is off. No one can hear you.
11 playoff wins and 95 regular season
I said
wins.
he gets credit for getting there, but he almost fumbled it away. What's the baseball version of? He almost errored it away.
Yeah. How can you not like someone that was like
I do
there
like
for your
Joe
championship?
Madden. I never said I disliked him.
I
You're
love Mike
conflating two
Mordecai.
different things.
He did nothing.
I liked the pajama parties. I liked when they dressed up in weird things on the plane. They had fun. He was Uncle Joe, whatever they called him, with the glasses and all the shirts. Like I liked him. He seemed lovable.
Do you think all of Trader Jack's moves in 2003 were logically sound?
Oh, he pushed all the right buttons.
Yeah.
But I love that guy.
Of course
Same,
you did.
yeah.
You know what? Maybe he shouldn't have started Josh Beckett on 3 days
Whoa.
rest, but God damn it worked out.
It's got a ring.
Wait,
And Reddit did.
Yeah.
whoa! We're questioning whether Josh Beckett should have started
That was a
on
risky
3
that
days
was a
rest,
risky
complete game
move.
shut. Oh, we had Carl Pavano. We would have been fine.
Well, I believe that was Mark Redmond's turn in the rotation.
Oh,
right?
Redmond.
That's why
Excellent
he didn't
decision.
rest.
I
That was
love-
an excellent
No,
decision.
what are you
Mark
talking
Redmond
about?
got absolutely destroyed in Game 2 of that World Series,
him,
and that's
though.
why Josh Beckett pitched it on 3 days rest.
Yep.
Wait, Billy, there's not a person on the 03 roster that you dislike.
Not
You
a
love
one.
everyone associated
Not
with
a
that
one.
team.
Lenny Harris might have been my favorite player on that team. Yeah. I'm trying to think if there was one person I did.
Alex
even-
Gonzalez, I know he hit that
No,
home run in the
man.
World. I
Oh,
know
no,
he hit
no,
that
no,
home
no,
run
no,
in the
no.
World
He was
Series.
great.
My least favorite person in the roster.
What?
Alex Gonzalez.
Right.
Why?
Alex
Double
Gonzalez
play
was
machine.
unbelievably frustrating.
Offensively.
Yeah. but
Until he hit a
also-
walk-off a home run in Game 4 of that World Series.
double
That's
play
when I started loving
machine
him.
defensively as well, so cancels out.
I will
Even Hollinsworth?
Oh, Holly. And I loved Holly even more when he came back and he was a broadcaster. God, I loved Holly so much and his chuckle. I miss him.
Is he no longer? I didn't
No,
realize
he's
that
not. He's
Hollinsworth
gone.
wasn't around the broadcast.
No, we have a
anymore.
revolving door
That was
this year.
that was a quiet firing. What happened there? He was a voice for the Marlins for a couple of years there, just chortling and being just as plain
Oh, being
as a
great.
broadcaster
Holly
as he
Jolly, I
was as
called
a
him.
player.
Yeah. He was great. But now we have Tommy Hutton in there sometimes. We have J. Pierre and Sebia, who Chris Cody had a really awkward encounter with at the Marlins game. Did you guys? You guys weren't there for that. Oh, okay. So before the Marlins game, we were downstairs, and it was like me, Tony, Chris Cody was there. Whitty was there too, I think.
No, I was out.
Oh, you were. Oh, that's right. You were not there.
I had COVID.
Lewis was there. There was a bunch of
fun.
production people were there,
Yeah.
right? So J. Pierre and Sebia, who's calling the Marlins game that day, either on TV or on radio, I don't remember which one it was, is walking by. And Chris Cody, like a fan, and we're like downstairs, like in the bowels of the stadium. There's not many people around, right? Chris, like if he's in a crowd and like if, you know, J. Pierre and Sebia was Justin Bieber or something, as JP walks by, he goes, "Hey, JP! Hey, JP!" Thinking like no one is gonna hear this, and of course, then J. Pierre and Sebia stops and he like looks right at him, and he walks over and he goes to shake his hand. Like, "Hi, I'm J. Pierre," and Sebia goes, "Oh, I know, I love you." He's like, "We're with the LeBatard Show, by the way," and he's like, "Oh, okay," and he tried to make it like less awkward, but just screamed J. Pierre and Seba's name while he was 2 feet away from him, thinking he wouldn't hear him or he would just wave and keep moving. It was the strangest
But
thing.
what was the play? What was he trying to do?
There was no play. We asked him after, like, what did you
Can we
want there?
call him, please, and find out? He's off today, but I'd like to know what it is that Chris Cody was trying to do there. Because once upon a time, this was done well. I did this well in a Las Vegas hotel room, hotel lobby at 2:00 in the morning. Mark Hochman, the original producer for the show, I just shouted because out in front of him was a drunk Pat Gillick.
Hawk.
I just shouted, "Hey, it's Pat Gillick," and then hid behind one of those giant Caesars columns so
That's
that
the move.
so that he would turn around and then just see in an empty lobby
It's a heady
that
play by you.
that it was
Yeah.
just it couldn't be anybody other than Hawk.
Don't you have a George Will story where he was in a strip club?
I do have a conservatives. Yes, that's the punchline to the story. But yes, it's spring training in 1 year down here in Florida. The baseball writers paid a bunch of money for the DJ at an Tuesday afternoon strip club to say over the microphone, "Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to whatever the name of the club is, conservative columnist George Will." and then, the thong song comes on or whatever.
And he scampered out of there.
And he ran out of there. That's right. I think he put on like a hat and just like
smoked him out.
A shadowy figure just made its way out the side door.
He looked like LeBron James leaving that press conference with the shorts on and the briefcase.
Poor George Will.
Papi, Joe Madden, you remember him. That was a staple.
Yeah.
That was a staple.
Yeah.
That was one of your favorites on Highly Questionable.
Joe Madden was the man. I tell you one thing. Like I said, he did a good job in Tampa Bay, and then he went to the Cubs, and he brought in an national championship.
Right, well, a World
championship.
Series, even though
National
national,
despite of himself,
My
he
life, yeah.
looked like a teacher, with those glasses in there.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I mean, I can bring him down because he won a World Series.
Well,
so.
Jessica
Jackie,
can.
yeah.
Jessica
Well,
can.
I mean, let's backtrack a second, Dan. I said he barely won a World Series, but I like him, and he did get the Cubs there. It's a nuanced opinion. I know you guys can't handle a little bit of nuance in your sports takes, but I do like Joe Madden, except for you, Roy.
I have a question
like
for
Joe
you.
Madden.
But he's not a genius. Like,
Well, I mean, I do wonder why the Cubs, I know it's partially because of the moves that the front office made. They never went back to the World Series after that. They were supposed to win multiple World Series with that core. What the hell happened?
Theo Epstein left.
Yeah,
That's
does
what happened.
Theo get any
He
of
left
that blame?
like a year ago, though.
Yeah.
Joe Madden was there from 2015 to 2019.
How do we feel about Theo?
Theo
I like
Epstein.
Theo.
Theo Epstein wins forever because this will never happen to him. It will not be desecrated. He's got the 2 championships with the 2 places, and it's not so Johnny come lately as hey, you raced a 100-year thing. Yeah, but what did you do for us with the 2nd year of that core?
Like no one really cares about that though. Like I care like 2%, but I care like 98% about the World Series because it was something that I never ever thought would ever happen.
you just
Because-
wanted one. One was enough.
Yeah, I
Right.
mean you do get greedy though after you get one, and then you're like, well, we still
No, then
have
you blame
the
him
core.
for it. Then you say
No,
the
people blamed him at the time, but it was like everyone was in a state of like drunken nirvana
They
for a
didn't
while.
care,
That it was
right.
like, oh my God, we almost blew that one, didn't we? What the hell happened in Game 7? Haha. Surely this will not indicate mistakes to come again in the future, and then it kind of did.
So I have a question for you. How long is the honeymoon period for Grandpa Rossi? Because he was involved in winning the World Series, but as a manager,
Oh, Jessica was all smitten with
love
him.
Yeah, he follows me on Twitter. Grandpa Rossi's great.
Jessica, why is it that your every prism on sports fandom is does
About
this
me?
person follow me on
but he's
Twitter?
He's 20
because I'm
under.
me.
It's a good prism to follow.
You know, I think, Billy, there's much bigger cracks in the Cubs foundation right now than anything that Grandpa Rossi has control over. Like, there have been questionable moves made. It seems like to fans, the ownership group cares more about real estate development in Wrigleyville than the on-field product because things have kind of gone downhill. But yeah, like you said, off mic, again, everyone's talking off mic to
Why?
me while I'm talking.
Explain this to me. Explain what is happening around here. As yesterday, Mike decided to have a therapy meeting on air where he's talking about what our video's not doing. Today, our video department is not mic'd up and just clamoring from the corner, but we don't understand. It's just active hectoring and heckling of the
Just
people doing
chirping
the
me
show.
constantly.
Is any of it getting on air?
No.
Or do we need to get them a microphone? It's just so they're actively playing defense
Yes.
against you guys doing the show.
That's not true. That's not
Yes,
true.
it is. This is what happens, Dan. This is why people who listen to the show don't understand the dynamic of being in the shipping container. Because being in the shipping container means you're talking while everyone else is buzzing behind you and talking in your ear and arguing with you offline. And now there's a massive air conditioning unit blasting into our ears. I can't even hear myself think. I have brain fog. Woody has brain fog. And there's just constant babble going on while you're trying to make a cohesive point. It's
Cohesive
torture.
point saying that Joe Madden barely won a World Series.
Well, she's right. I mean,
Yeah. Stugotz
I mean, they
agrees with
won. So Santonio Holmes, last second catch, they barely won the World Series.
That's a completely different
The Super Bowl.
circumstance.
Yeah.
Like
How
you
is
can't even
that?
compare that.
How is
I'm
that?
talking about the way Joe
Out of a
Madden
different
managed
stripes,
the pitchers.
they
in
won
Game
despite
7.
Joe Madden.
That
I
was
mean,
like you could say an argument against like maybe the defensive call in the fourth quarter that allowed Larry Fitzgerald to score the go-ahead touchdown. But like you
But
can't
they did
say
have that
Santonio
interception,
Holmes.
though. Yeah, they did have that interception.
Yeah, the James Harrison interception. Yeah, but that's just.
but Tony, you know that
different
like
argument.
even NFL teams will win despite questionable decisions by the coach. I mean,
But the point is that her saying that Madden barely won a World Series is
when he won one.
exactly
Especially
Right.
when it's
Which
that.
I said was
it was
amazing.
157 years of not
108
winning.
years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Enjoy it.
157.
237 years.
That
It
sounds
was
right.
forever. They were lovable losers. They were lovable losers. It was forever, and they ended up loving him for a couple more seasons enough because he was the champion who broke the curse.
I'm pretty certain that's a fine. 157 years.
I mean, 100.
I mean,
it was
Bullshit
more
number.
than
It's a long
100.
time.
What? It is a
Papi
long time.
agrees,
Papi
yeah.
says it is a long time.
It's a long
hit-
time.
So put it on the poll, Guillermo, at LeBatard Show. Is 157 years a long time? It is. It does seem like a long time, but 104 years or however long, 107, that also seems like a long time.
James Harrison's return touchdown for 100 yards, I think, is my least favorite Super Bowl moment of all time.
What?
I don't even know why.
There's a Squares moment.
That may have been what it was. I just remember when it was happening, I was like, tackle him, push him out of bounds, get him out, end this half. I hate this.
Billy, you rooted against.
I didn't want it to happen. I think I wanted the Cardinals to win. Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. Yeah, I wanted.
I love Billy that you
Squares.
Billy, I love that you don't even remember.
No, it's Warner.
I love that
he used to bag groceries. Didn't you see the movie?
No, it was on the in-flight options on my international flight recently. And my boyfriend was like, "Should we watch this?" And I was like, "No."
I watched it.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
That's such a lie.
Propaganda.
It was
Hayden's
fantastic.
Places.
You can bring the chickens out now. Relax, chickens.
Wait a minute. I'm
Dan,
scared.
how long have I had?
Hold on, Stugotz. I'm scared right now because the chickens have never lost. The
Right.
chickens have never lost. The chickens are the only undefeated thing in the history of the show. And Stugotz is just swaggered into the chickens right now in a way that has more confidence in it than his normal lies.
How long have I been telling you, whenever you feel the need to get to it or want to get to it, there's a lull in the show, that I need to apologize to Dick Vermeil? Because I blasted Vermeil when he made it to the Hall of Fame, saying he's not a Hall of Famer.
Billy, he has been.
What was the name of the movie?
Billy?
I don't remember. That doesn't mean I didn't watch it, Billy. Okay.
He has been coming in here for 3 months, and this does not prove what he is saying, but he has been coming in here for 3 months saying, I owe Dick Vermeil an apology.
And the reason I owe him an apology is on the heels of that movie, where it dawned on me that Kurt Warner, where just about, because they had Trent Green, where just about every coach would have given up on Kurt Warner, Dick Vermeil did not. And why didn't he? Because he saw something in Kurt Warner that no one else saw. And he told Kurt Warner, you're going to be the starter on this team. We're going to have success. You're going to have success. You're going to make it to the Hall of Fame. It was I'm telling you, a goosebump moment scene in the movie. It's a really good movie. It's pretty well done. I was surprised. I was shocked that I enjoyed it as much as I did, but I do owe Dick Vermeil an apology because he stuck with the guy when no one else would, and that's what a Hall of Fame coach does. And by doing that, he created another Hall of Fame quarterback. And that's a good job,
Not proof you saw the movie, though. I think the chickens still get to be undefeated. Because
well, how would I know all that?
Well, you could. It's all in all the
it happened in
storytelling.
real life.
You had me reading?
Yeah, I mean, well, it's just a
Could
thing.
have read the Wikipedia
I mean,
page,
Billy just
too.
made the
Again,
joke.
you had me
For Kurt
reading?
Warner.
He was a
that's
grocery
true.
store clerk. Like, did you miss the story the first
It was
time?
a good movie. I saw it,
we
yeah.
lived it, though. We lived it, right?
His wife Brenda. Yeah.
Yeah.
She must-
Short haircut. Yeah.
That seems like
Name one person in it.
You know, his college coach would not let Kurt be Kurt, and that was
Classic.
the difference. Yeah,
Classic.
he wouldn't let Kurt wanted to be Kurt, and he wouldn't let Kurt be Kurt, even though he saw the ability in Kurt. But he wanted to run a run-first offense, a very specific offense that Kurt Warner did not want to run. And so Kurt Warner did not get the playing time he deserved in college. Otherwise, Kurt Warner probably would have gone straight to the NFL.
Where did he go to college?
I can't remember the name.
It wasn't important.
your story's falling apart.
Sure
Okay.
is.
I mean, go ahead, ask him questions, Billy. You had one, and he didn't
Well,
answer
yeah. Do
it.
you know anyone that was in the movie?
Yeah, who played Dick Vermeil?
That's a great question because that's really
It's
the
a
one.
well-known actor.
Yeah, no shit. Thanks.
It's a well-known actor.
I'll filibuster for you here for a
I
second.
think it was Denzel Washington.
Wow. What a casting.
Yeah.
Papi, how do you feel?
Dennis Quaid.
How do you feel?
Wow. Pulled that out of his ass. Wow.
Dennis. I mean,
That still doesn't prove it. There were trailers with Dennis
now they're
Quaid.
trailers,
I mean,
okay.
there were.
I mean,
The-
jeez.
Dennis Quaid is he not in both of those movies, or is that Costner for the drafting
Draft
front
Day.
office
That's
movie?
Kevin
That day was
Costner.
Costner.
yeah.
But
That
he
was
wasn't
bad.
anywhere around it though. There was, because I feel like that character would be a grizzled coach. He's played. Has he only played in the 2 football movies? He was in Any Given Sunday. He was the old quarterback, correct?
Correct. Yes.
And so
Cap Rooney.
he loves football movies. That's a good call, Roy. You came
Dennis
up with the
Fantastic.
character of Cap Rooney.
Yeah, Dennis Quaid was Captain Rooney.
Who'd he?
Oh, he was the pitcher in the rookie. Yes, Tony got that. Yes, as well. So
But that's
he's into
different.
sports.
Dennis Quaid likes playing the athletes. Yes.
And Kevin Costner has a monopoly on baseball movies as well.
Yep,
It's startling that he's in 3 of them.
Yeah,
Like 3 of the all-time
Yes.
classic baseball movies. He's in all of them.
Jessica, why did you roll your eyes at that?
Kevin Costner, get over yourself.
What do you mean?
What?
I mean, come on.
Did he do something?
Barely won a World Series with the Cubs.
Wow.
Do you have beef
I
with
mean,
Kevin Costner?
I don't have beef with Kevin Costner. I just feel like he takes himself very seriously. Like we all saw the way he walked out during the Field of Dreams.
He looked
Baseball-
lost.
Oh,
Baseball
that
takes
was
itself very
awesome.
seriously.
Like,
No,
it's
I'm
never
not having
happened
that. The
before.
Field of
So
Dreams thing was
dramatic.
amazing.
It was
I've never even
so
seen Field of
dramatic.
Dreams.
It was weird.
He
And that
looked-
shit
it
was
was weird.
amazing.
He
It
looked
was weird.
confused and lost on the field. I
It
felt
was
bad.
weird,
Yeah.
right,
I thought a
Billy?
silver alert was coming. Yeah.
Like the literal set was across the field. Like he should know where he is.
I mean, JFK wasn't that good of a movie. That's a movie that you
Wow.
think is good when you're like 14 and you find out what a conspiracy theory is.
Right.
You're like, oh my God, holy shit, I never thought about this. And then it's like, wow, I just watched 3 hours of Oliver Stone.
Are you willing
just with loose ends everywhere?
to put it on the poll? Kevin Costner overrated? Yes or no?
Yeah,
Oh, he's
Whatever.
not overrated.
Yeah, whatever.
Dances with Wolves kind of
Yeah,
puts that in
whatever.
the yes
Papi,
column,
are you willing to
overrated.
make a ruling on this? Jessica thinks that Kevin Costner is overrated. What are your
He's in
thoughts?
a lot of busts.
I question her judgment in general because of a question she asked me that made me make a logical leap that I think horrified me. I don't know why she was asking me the question for sure, but I assume because she does it and no one has told her that it's strange. She asks why. She asked, "Do you eat shrimp tails?
Poppy, do you eat shrimp tails when you eat shrimp?
The crunchy shrimp,
No, I don't need
Like the shell?
tails. No.
the tails, the crunch, the crunch."
Spit it out, right?
Yeah, I spit it out.
Did you ask the question because you eat the crunchy shrimp tails?
No, I didn't. So I was with my sister, and I don't see her very often, and I made shrimp, and I got up and got a little bowl, and I was like, here, you put the tails in it. And I looked, and like her shrimp was gone, but there were no tails. And I was like, where did you put the shrimp tails? And she was like, I eat them.
Wow.
And I was like, you just,
Wow.
she's like, yeah, I like the crunchies.
Weird.
I have an embarrassing
I think they're
admission on this front.
dangerous.
Hold on, Stugotz, before you become worried as a grandpa of the dangerous of pooping shrimp tails. You don't want to get in the way of the Chris Whittingham volunteering a shameful admission.
Oh boy.
First off, we have Chris Cody on the line. He's just been listening. To
Oh,
all
I'm
of us, so
sorry.
I feel like
I'm
we should get to him
sorry.
at some
I'm
point.
sorry. Go ahead.
But
No.
before then,
Let's
the
hold your
embarrass-
shameful admission.
Okay,
It's
all
a
right,
little
cool.
bit of a
We'll tease
tease
the
here.
audience. We'll tease the
Chris
audience.
Cody has been waiting for
now
a
we're
long
gonna hold
time.
it.
Billy, what do you have?
Shrimp tails.
What do you have for Chris Cody? What is it that you want to set up here by way of getting Chris Cody to explain himself?
Oh yeah. So Chris, hey Chris, how's it going? How are you? It's Billy, by the way.
Good, it's Chris.
Hey, so we were talking about the Marlins game last week, and we were talking about how it was a long thing about the Cubs and how Joe Maddon didn't really win a World Series, and then we were talking about the Marlins, and then we got to Todd Hollandsworth, and then I said I loved him as a broadcaster, and then I informed Dan, Todd Hollandsworth is no longer calling the Marlins games. And then he asked who it was. I told him it was kind of like a revolving door situation. We have some people coming in and out. And then I said one of which was J. Pierre and Sebia. And then I said, yeah. Yeah. So then I said, Chris had a moment with
Did you
JP
not know why
last
we were
week.
calling you, Chris? You did not know why we were calling you?
No, I did not.
Well, so then me and Tony were kind of recounting the story of J. Pierre and Sebia, how you just kind of called
It was
him.
not that weird. It was not that weird.
Well, how did you experience it?
I experienced it as us standing in a group and JP walking by with his suit in his hand, dressed all cash, and he walked by us. He was like kind of by us, so like his back was to us, and I, like a normal person in a group setting would do to a celebrity, hit him with a, "What's up, JP?" And he reacted like he hadn't been there before, and he just like turned around. He's like, "I got to go talk to this person." And then it turned into an awkward interaction where I was like, I just wanted to yell your name.
You didn't really care about him. You just wanted to shout his name from your group of friends. You weren't even interested
It's a
in
dangerous
anything.
game, Chris.
You were
I was
flexing.
doing the thing you do in that spot of just like, "Hey, JP. Hey, what up, JP?" And he came over. He's like, "Oh, who was that?" He like fished me out. I thought he wanted to like fight me for a second. He was like, "What's up? I'm JP."
Right.
Like, whoa, I know.
Yeah.
See, the last time you did something that stupid, Tim Reynolds got angry at you in the press box.
He wasn't yelling Tim Reynolds' name. He was yelling Goldie's name.
I'm saying he did that to somebody else and pissed off Tim Reynolds.
Different yells. Roy, these were different yells.
Right.
One was like I was trying to yell for Will Manso, and this was a typical celebrity walking by, yo, their name.
So you have multiple yells then, huh?
Well, I'm not sure that this applies here because I think he's criticizing JP for being intimate and making it a human experience by you shouted my name, let me go shake your hand. And Chris is now saying, I respect you less. You should have just kept walking. I would have respected you more.
He needs to, you got to act like you've been there before, JP. I mean, maybe he hasn't had a lot of those encounters in his career, but he needs to.
Well, he's not famous enough that he's getting a lot of that, I don't think.
Chris, help me out with this because I don't want to sound like, anything, but I've had moments like that where I've walked past people like, at a supermarket or like a Marlins game, right? Where it's like a crowd and they're like, Billy. And then I'll like go stop and I'll shake their hand to say hello because I don't want to like seem rude and just walk right by them.
It depends how close. If this is on the same aisle, of course you're going to engage. But if this is like 30 feet away.
Well, you could have reached out and touched him with your arm. You were very close to him. That's why it was odd.
If I was alone, it's a clear approach situation. But
do you regret what you did in any way? Was it awkward for you?
No, because it ended up like he came up to me, so I had to be like, "Oh, hey, we're with the Le Batard Show," and he was nice, and Tom talked to him, so it turned into like a nice moment. But it was just like it didn't need to be that.
But I also know that Chris Cody is so awkward in those situations that he doesn't want to just introduce himself to JP Arancibia. It's always got to be the awkward way.
It's so great.
Chris, you should have asked him to take a picture of your group, turn the tables on its head.
Oh, it was before, yeah.
It's everything you want from a celebrity encounter. Does he want to fight me? And you know what? A little too nice. Should have just kept it moving.
Here, go talk to Tom.
Here, can I pawn you off on Amberstro? Didn't really want you to come over, actually. Just wanted to shout to my friends that I knew who you were and was hoping that wouldn't lasso you. It would just land on your neck.
That's right.
Thank you, Chris, for all
Don't
of
do it again. I hope you learn your lesson, man.
It was actually great.
It was the first time.
It was a great exchange.
Chris content.
Content.
Thank you.
I have an important update. I really screwed up. Kevin Costner is in Yellowstone, which is a great show. And I really regret what I said about him. I have a really bad memory, and I forgot that he's really good in that show.
Does he follow you on Twitter?
No.
On TikTok?
No, he doesn't.
Jessica, do you have some brain clutter going on? Too much going on in sports?
Genuinely, Dan, I have a atrocious memory, like awful memory. Awful
you
awful
forgot
memory.
that
And it's getting worse.
You forgot that Kevin Costner was someone you had deemed overrated your entire life, who was now in one of the shows that you really like.
Exactly.
Another show that you really like.
I do think a lot of people would say that Costner has had, just from a movie standpoint, Yellowstone, I hear, is a great show. He's had a lot of clunkers. Like he's had some great movies, but he's thrown in a lot of bad blood.
That is your word. You've been using that word my entire life. Clunkers. Does Kevin Costner have a lot of clunkers?
I guess he has. He has a lot of clunkers. I didn't think that Field of Dreams was that good anyhow.
I'm with you. Yeah.
That's not one of the clunkers. That's a classic.
That's right. That's a gunzo.
I got it wrong.
Holy shit.
No, he's right.
I've never heard anyone say that.
Oh, my God. That's what just happened here. My father is the first ever.
You know me. I'm the unconventional type of guy.
Right. Papi doesn't like ghost movies. It's too much. Yeah.
Field of Dreams is one of the favorites of Mike Schur. It's why he's tackling that one. And Mike Schur is executive producing another show that Jessica likes. It's really good. It's a lot of fun. Hacks season 1
he executive
and
produces
season
that?
2. You didn't know
I
that
didn't even
either?
know that. Well, maybe I knew and I forgot.
Do you love it? You love all of it?
It's really good. Honestly, Dan, it's hard to make a good first season of a show that kind of puts a bow on the season nicely and feel like you need a second season. We can talk about Flight Attendant and why I think that show should have only had one season, because the second season, holy shit, what the hell just happened? But Hacks had an even better second season, I think. I finished it last night, It is excellent. It's on HBO Max. Everyone should watch it.
It is a great show, and I think I bothered Mike Schur because HBO is doing the best stuff. Barry is amazing. A lot of people are watching both the artistic ascent and the mental descent of Bill Hader, because people are now worried, what's wrong with this person? He goes really dark. Like, this is dark comedy, and it's also wonderful. But I asked Mike Schur, why is one of these episodes in the second season, I was genuinely asking, on a lesbian cruise ship, because it felt so different than all of the other episodes. And I was just asking him if there was any particular reason on some of the choices that were being made. And one of the things that he said was because one of the things that's great about the show is they're showing you what the stand-up world is, the cruises and fairs and all the things that these people have to do, even if they're accomplished, in order to hone their craft. And the cruise ship destination, on top of being visually obviously a lot of fun, is also it is. I don't think I've ever seen a show that shows stand-up comedy from this angle.
Well, I don't want to spoil anything from the episode, but it's not really a big spoiler. But do you actually think people get kicked off a cruise and like dinghied back to shore? Like, does that actually happen? I guess Chris Cody is our cruise expert. We can call him back and ask him. But
Billy
never considered that before.
Billy snipped. He hissed at me a day or two ago because he said, "Dan, I'm going on a cruise in 2 weeks, and if anyone gets near me within those 2 weeks and ruins this cruise, I will."
This has been pushed off for 2 years. This was supposed to be 4th of July 2020. Hence the mask. I'm not taking any chances. I need to pass a test before I go on this cruise, and I am not failing that test. I've been upgraded so much just by not canceling the cruise. I've gone up like 8 floors where I'm staying. I was on the interior. Now I have a balcony. One night they told me I could drive the boat. It's crazy. I'm not missing this cruise.
So you're going to need like a 3-piece suit then, or like some tails.
Yeah, they told me captain's night, I get an hour where I get to just take pictures with the people as though I'm the captain. It's great.
Billy is crawling to this vacation, and he's been very excited about it. But how are you going to be able to fend off COVID when it seems everyone is coughing? It seems everyone has COVID or derivatives of COVID. You're out here fighting the good fight with my father, wearing the mask. But how are you going to avoid this?
It's one of those where I have the plan to get on the boat, and then once I get on the boat, all bets are off. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I just got to get to the boat.
I just got to get to the boat, and I feel like then it's going to be the wild, wild west, and I'm going to have to rethink this whole thing.
Are you looking to become the show's cruise expert? Because the Codys have tried to corner this market, and you are bravely going where no one on this show has been willing to go, which is you are about to go on a cruise, which was one of the original Petri dishes for you can go on a cruise at the start of the pandemic, and it might be a month before you get back on land.
Wait, what's happening now?
You never know, Billy.
I'm just saying.
No, I think I can come back. I can't come back on land.
I'm just saying that there have been some. What do you mean? What has happened here?
Do we get to make this? Do we keep going?
No, Billy. But there are certain cruise ships that are just stuck out in the water.
But do we make more stops? Like, if I'm in the Bahamas and then they're like, we can't go back to America for a month, we go to Jamaica.
It doesn't seem like it doesn't seem like these days countries are locking off their borders the same way they were. We haven't had one of these infected ships, but we kind of got back to cruising, and COVID doesn't seem like it's actually any better.
Well, the Codys went and came back, and they seemed okay, right? Do I get an extra day out of Coco K out of this?
The Codys came back, and everyone here got sick.
Yep. That's a fact. No, that's a fact.
The Codys came back from
I got
cruise,
it from Chris.
Every single person here got sick from the Codys doing whatever they did on vacation. Roy was Roy was the only one who didn't get sick in here.
Goddamn right I didn't.
Roy has the best immune system out of anyone.
Yes,
I used to think that it was lies because he used to tell us I've never been sick while like coughing and sneezing, and we're like, Roy, that's ridiculous. You've obviously been sick
often.
But I believe him. I don't think he's ever been sick.
I haven't.
Now that I think about it, I've never seen Roy sick.
That's right. Yeah. Or his arms, but I saw his arms recently.
The migraines. It's the migraines.
I saw you sick once. I saw you sick one time.
Really?
You had to go upstairs,
Oh yeah. It was an ear infection, sinus and ear infection.
That's a sickness. We caught you with a sickness. You're a diseased liar.
You get me.
Diseased liar!
You finally get me.
I want to hear Chris's embarrassing revelation.
Oh, yes. Let's get back to that.
Shrimp tails? You eat your shrimp tails?
No. So what happened once is one time I was at the 790 The Ticket radio station building in the kitchen, and Leroy Horde had ordered some peel and eat shrimp, and I was unfamiliar with the concept of peel and eat shrimp. So I ate the peel and eat shrimp.
I've done that.
In front of other people?
In front of other people, yeah. Leroy Horde absolutely ripped me apart for this.
I do think people do eat the thinner shells. I think it depends on like the type of shrimp. But I'm just talking about.
Oh no, it was like wait. I asked Leroy like, what am I eating? What is this flavor? This crunch? This is a lot of crunch and not a lot of flavor. What am I eating here?
Have you guys ever like accidentally eaten like a edamame pod that someone else had already eaten?
No.
In a bowl?
Oh, what is that?
I used to do that to prank my family.
To prank
I'm
your
disgusting.
family?
I'm a disgusting person.
What are you doing?
Wait, so you'd eat the edamame and then put it back in?
Put it back in the big bowl, and then I'd watch like my sister pick it up and eat it and be like, what the and she'd be like, Jessica, stop.
What are you doing? Ruining family dinners. My father's offended by you. Look at my father. Bobby, what are your thoughts on somebody, some despicable betrayer in a family throwing an eaten edamame into a bowl of clean edamame?
Well, I have done that too.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I used to do it when I was younger. Like, I haven't done this in a long time. I haven't done it since I was at least 25.
Papi did it last week.
I do that every time.
Back to the peel and eat shrimp. Bubblegum shrimp actually puts peel and eat shrimp inside of a sauce, like a garlic sauce. And I've eaten the peel and eat shrimp whole because the sauce is on the peel and eat shrimp. It's very good.
Well, you're supposed to like suck on the peel, right?
Well, that's crawfish.
Well, that too. I mean, they're all kind of in the same family, right?
Yeah, of course.
And then you
shellfish.
like suck the meat out of the tail and out of the head, but then you don't swallow that.
Are we going to bypass this?
Tony, shut the fuck up back there.
Oh my God. Jeez. Right.
He's doing a show that's not getting on the air that is just meant to distract Jessica. He's actively playing defense against the show, doing his own show.
It was an aggressive hell yeah in the corner.
Horrible judgment, very bad timing on it. It's better that it didn't get on the air.
Are we going to simply skip past the Cody's got everyone sick here, and Whittingham came back saying he hasn't talked about this. Whittingham has said, COVID, a lot worse than I thought, really got a hold of me.
Turns out, COVID, not great.
Yeah.
I thought
You thought it'd be a walk in the park? I mean,
so I thought after getting vaccinated that like I could just go anywhere, maskless, everything would be fine. Even if I got it, boosted, I'm good. Symptoms would be nothing. Whew, kick my ass. And even still, like, my voice is not what it used to be. And I'm slightly concerned. I need to probably get into the tea and some cough drops and my energy. Like, I've gone home the last 2 days and taken, like, 3-hour naps. I don't have nearly the same energy. This thing beat the shit out of me.
And that was a week ago, right? Like, you got
I tested negative the first time last Saturday. So
I've had an inhaler for 3 months. And I got it in December. It's crazy.
Ooh.
You had COVID in December?
Yeah, the 2 days before Christmas, me and my wife and my daughter. It was very scary.
That's rough.
We had to cancel Christmas.
You guys been reading about long COVID? Not to like bum out everyone, but I guess Dan started it. Like,
Too late.
It's terrifying, right? They're saying like
COVID?
a large percentage of healthy children and adults are now having symptoms long after their infections ended. And we're just kind of going around like nothing's really happening right now.
Well, Billy's going on a cruise.
Yeah, should I not do that?
Don't blame Billy.
I got some dead shows coming
Chris
up.
Cody's fault.
New normal.
I got some antibodies now. I'll be fine.
Sure.
That's what they all say.
Next 5 months, I'll get to have a nice time. And then we'll figure it out from there.
I love, Stugotz, that the last word that you had, the last sentence of rebuttal that anyone heard from you on Joe Madden was the phrase, just this is where you got clipped. He's not a genius, like, and you never finished the thought. Like, all you were saying is he's not a genius, and you had a sentence fragment that just had the word like in it. Yeah. Never finished the thought, never finished your victory lap. Just the success of the take was, I win, I defeat Joe Madden. He's not a genius at the end. He's been fired.
Right. I'm good leaving it right there, only because I can't remember what it is I was going to say, so...
I do wonder
if
Joe Madden, if Joe Madden after 3 stops, like it was also reported yesterday that the Angels hadn't even initiated contract extension talks with Joe Madden, that they were done with him. And I do wonder if Joe Maddon is the last baseball manager that will be considered a genius or will be considered anything really, because baseball managers are now either the boob who makes mistakes like Kevin Cash in the 2020 playoffs, or nothing. But like the baseball manager as genius, I think dies with Joe Maddon, because all the decisions,
even the argument about it, you're
right,
talking
exactly.
about.
I think like all the decisions are made in the front office, and I don't think that baseball managers have that kind of mystique about them anymore.
How about Buck though? Buck Showalter. Only because of what he's doing.
He might get it back. That's
he
right.
might get it back.
His team's payroll is
and
like
LaRussa seems to be getting it back. LaRussa.
Well, no, LaRussa is in the way Joe Maddon was in the way. That team would be better without LaRussa, but Buck is going to be a funny one because the Mets are good, and whenever the Mets are good, people love. We are old enough to know as Buck as the young hotshot manager in New York with the Yankees. So for him to be able, after just getting clubbed by 15 runs for 10 years as the Orioles manager, turned orange on our watch. Like Buck Showalter turned into a hideous pumpkin, like just baseball pumpkin with white hair on our watch, and is now back as the general in New York. His shortstop's hitting. He's got all the money.
He's got pitchers.
The Mets are good.
His last season with Baltimore, they went 47-115.
That was then.
My favorite moment of that season was him getting and yanking the pitcher off of a mound before the guy had finished his home run trot. Like he went out there and the guy was still running around second base. I love that baseball's got more of these than I've ever seen. Acuna last night is doing that icy thing that Trae Young does in Atlanta as he hits home runs 900 feet. And Jazz Chisholm, you saw him, I don't know what he was doing. What was it, like riding a motorcycle around the bases as he hit his grand slam?
I don't know. Gotta ask about that.
I'm guessing Buck doesn't like that stuff.
What did Buck do though? Like he came out before, like during
there was a home run hit against his team. He was down 9-0 in the second inning, and he got to the mound and kicked the pitcher off the mound before the home run trot had finished. Like
when you know, Dana.
That's right.
Buck looks like if one more pitcher hits one of his batters one more time, he's going to charge the mound himself. That's what he looks like right now. Just looks angry.
Yeah. Baseball's so stupid. I mean, it is. Everyone wanted Aaron Boone to be fired after the Yankees season ended last year. They're 40-15. Like, the manager means nothing in that sport. Nothing.
I have a genuine baseball curiosity that I saw on social media. I'll be curious if any other of you guys saw it. Do you see what happened to that Detroit Tigers rookie pitcher who got found out on tipping pitches?
Oh, yeah, I saw John Boy Media. They do a good job with that. Wade invested in this. It was a very good breakdown of the inside of the game. The video has gone viral because the Yankees did figure out of the stretch what a young pitcher was doing.
Yeah, and the pitcher got confronted with the evidence, and he was like, shit. They found out. So basically what happened was he was pitching really well for like an inning and a third, and then one batter got on and was Josh Donaldson, and he was eyeing him like a hawk. And it turns out that out of the stretch, if he was throwing a fastball, he would look towards third base. And if he was throwing off speed, he was looking towards center field. And it was 100% of the time. And then immediately, Aaron Judge, massive line drive to right center field. I don't know Yankees, but another of them hit a giant home run.
That happened to Pettit in a World Series game. He was like down 7-0 because they knew everything that was coming.
I was floored that could happen at the major league level, and that all the Yankees players were obviously looking out for, is this dude going to tip pitches? Like, I wonder how often this happens. And I wonder, like, how much wasted effort is put into trying to see if I can figure this guy out.
One last point on this, Stugotz, because you've heard me talking the last couple of days about the take, and that is a valuable piece of media to me that people would learn right there. The pitcher would learn, oh, shit, I was tipping my pitches from somebody who's studying the game that way. J.J. Redick and C.J. McCollum embarrassed Stephen A. Smith on his own show yesterday, and if this is the descent of First Take, it might also be the ascent in the ratings, that people can come on there and now win a fight against Stephen A. Smith, because as Kevin Durant said yesterday, now that this is a Kevin Durant tweet, I'm paraphrasing, now that Max the boxing guy and Mad Dog the baseball, whatever that guy is, now that he can't win those fights, now that it's a fairer fight against C.J. McCollum and J.J. Redick, Kevin Durant is saying, I'll watch now. And Stephen A. Smith is saying, thank you for the love, because that's love. Sure. That is love
really all he cares about.
On First Take. But did you see that Stephen A. Smith got undressed for questioning Russell Westbrook being at the press conference where Darvin Ham was announced, J.J. Redick and C.J. McCollum pounced in a way that went viral because they embarrassed him for his take.
I mean, what was the take, Stephen A's? I didn't see.
Russell Westbrook, he didn't like that Westbrook went to Darvin Ham's press conference. He just chose another reason to bash Westbrook, and now athletes who are close to the game or in the game are coming out, but they're getting tired of this. Draymond Green is saying this is the new media now. Athletes want this space. They don't want us to get entitled to the criticism when we don't know. When these guys wouldn't mind the criticism if everybody was as informed as the John Boy media people who are putting out the tipping pitches. If they respected you like that, it wouldn't be the generalizations you have on television where these guys get pissed off again and again because it's Bayless and Cowherd and Stephen A. just doing the critical thing that's easy for ratings.
And Draymond went out of his way at his finals press conference yesterday to pick out a media member who's like, I remember you. You offered context on something that I said on Kevin Durant, and I thank you for that. Like, he went out of his way to thank a reporter, and
that's the move, right? Where you just say the reporter's name to show, like, oh, I know who you are.
I'm sure that reporter, like, you know,
Whittingham loves that. Thanking me for context? Jesus Christ, it's the highest compliment you can give Whittingham. He slathers that on his nipple.
Well, I mean, it's more like that reporter in particular is just like roll over on his back and scratch my tummy, Draymond.
Never criticize Draymond again.
Draymond ever again.
He's keeping track.
You'll be like Cowherd that way.